known as Rashad Abdul Haq. Once again, we here to see what we can get, where we can go, where we can venture to, um, and what we can see past what we've been looking at. So, I'm the title or subject matters I'm going to look at is manifesting. We spoke on this. We had a little reel. We've done that. We're going to bring and present it, but I want to kind of roll off of it a little bit more. So when we looking at the book and bringing and how and when I say I titled it, bringing forth reality, the reality is the manifesting, the manifestation. So when we looking at things, different aspects and different situations that we're dealing with and what we're affected with, and we look at the how can we change our circumstance from being kind of off balance. We trying to get a balance. We working to get a equilibrium. So the when I speak about the manifestation, when we go back and look at different individuals, when we go back and look at different events, and then when we go back and look at our ancestral history, when we look at our ancestral lineage, when we look at the people that we are tied to, or the group of people we are tied to, and even the immediate lineage that we are tied to, and when we go back there, we reach. You can accomplish and accumulate some beneficial things when we go back. So we're going back, kind of like when we talk about reaching back into the subconscious. So when we go back, when you have something that's hidden, so it's kind of like when we dealing with the computer, right? The memory bank. You got something that's not necessarily hidden, but it's put up. So it's in storage. You know, like they store all this stuff now. They saying, oh, they storing it in the cloud is one of the things, but it's data. So they storing that so they can go back and reach and get it. So this is what we're doing, but we're doing it in without a machine or without a device. Our device is right here. Is it within us? So when I look at different people, when I look at different ones that and it's a multitude of them. I spoke about Malcolm X. It was a couple of things that I mentioned about him, about how he was a you can really we can really use a couple of terms or a couple of attributes for him, but he manifested things, and he also spoke about things that were real relevant today. Then Martin Luther King spoke about things that were real relevant, then today, that's relevant today. Then and then you had many people. Marcus Garvey, one that was real. He was on another level because he was kind of like on a different level. To me, and I like him because he talking about going back to the roots. So this is what I'm saying when I'm talking about, when I'm saying we manifesting. I mean, we going back. So when we go back, we reach and we get and we grab and we bring it up to where we at now, into daytime, and then things start manifesting, blooming, kind of like a flower. So this is what bringing forth reality is. Bringing forth reality is going back into the subconscious, in the memory bank, pulling things up we didn't think we had, right? You going back into the story like, damn, I didn't think I had this, right? So you pulling that stuff up. So when it comes to me bringing myself from all this detriment, which, you know, when you dealing with things that are illegal, not by the law, but illegal by your nature, you know, not necessarily the law, but your nature. It's illegal by your nature to be using drugs. I don't even care if they legal drugs. We talk about this. You know, all these things are in the book. The illegal and what they call illegal. You know, because some of the stuff they might call illegal is actually good. The stuff that they call illegal is lethal to us in nature. So we got, so, you know, we have to work on. That's another thing, as being tricked by deception and by trickery, and from being put in a under a illusion. So, you know, under a hypnosis. So the manifesting is coming from those conditions and bringing the reality before us, and then we coming out of that. We're stepping away from that. The drugs, the alcohol, which go in the same category as the drugs. These are dilute. These things have your mind and your body diluted, and it's poison. So that's illegal in nature. It's illegal. It's illegal to your chemical makeup. It's illegal to have the irrational or unnatural thoughts in your head that eventually manifest to something that will be real detrimental. Right? This is illegal to our nature. So these are the things with bringing forth reality where we try to tap into, so we can lose this, because we've been put in a world of illusion. It's that's you know, these are the things that are spoken about in the book. So I'll try to give a glimpse of, and so we can talk on, and then like have something to really think about in there when it comes to the manifestation of self. When we talk about the manifestation of hitting back home with the individuals with the melanin in their skin, these things come to the surface. Most of the inventions, most of the things, most of this technology, most of all of this technology, all the things that have been invented that come today that's being used to make all this money and everything come from people, majority of people with melanin in their skin. You are not going to be told that. You have to find that out with the doing your travel to try to get to the manifestation. See, so we look to eradicate ourselves from being misled, being doped up, whether it be physically being doped up or psychologically being doped up. We look to eradicate ourselves from being put in a trance. You know, the what they call it, the hypnosis, when they hypnotize. You know, all that stuff is real. You know, it ain't that, oh man, I don't believe in it, or that stuff don't work on me. That stuff works on everybody. Everybody been hypnotized. So I mean, that's what it is. Every individual, I don't care if you believe it or not, you've been hypnotized because you've been placed in a system that has been concocted to control you. We've been placed in a whole system that is concocted deliberately and to control you, all ethnic groups. It's just that I talk about mine ethnic group because we've been affected the most in the throughout time with a long length of history behind it, long length of history, right, and then all the way up to now, you know. So the these things are real relevant. Manifestation. Um, we can you can almost we can almost go back and forth with these things for days. I'm saying back and forth. I'm like saying to going to get something. We ain't going back and forth to dispute about it. We going back and forth to try to find out how can we get what we trying to manifest. How can I get a hold of that substance to where I can come into the manifestation? So that's the key. That's the whole key to bringing forth reality. Um, and like I said, you can name many people. Yaru Mahmoud. There's some names that some people we don't even know about. This was a brother that was real. He was if I can remember, he was a slave. He come out of he gained his freedom, I think, some kind of way or whatever, and then after that, he became a millionaire or whatever, right? And he was a revolutionist, in his own category. He was Muslim, which it's not no weight on it, but he was Muslim. It's a lot of we can name all kind of individuals, and this is where the manifestation, where we get it from, is like the time travel, right? Being on a telepathic journey. People we seem to have a shallow mindset where we don't want to these things. We don't want to feel well. No, I don't believe it's a little off the wall for me or spooky for me. That's because you wrapped up in a whole bunch of, and your mind is comboggled with all this trash that's been put before you, and you don't even understand that. So you don't understand going on a telepathic journey. You think that that's some like ghost or whatever, or that's like, oh man, that's ghost related, and ghost related means spiritually related, and it is spirits. You a spirit, we are spirit. Remember, we had the spirit blowed in us. So these things exist. We just don't want to tap into them because we've been so saturated with all this artificial trash that we run away from our natural self. So going on a telepathic journey, this is where you're going to get the manifestation from. Going on traveling back, in which the Creator speaks about this even in the scripture. He tells us to travel back in time. This is what the breakdown of the meaning of the actual what term did it come from, right? In English, to travel back in time, which he meaning go back for what? What are you traveling? Why is he telling us to travel back in time? What did he mean? So when we look at all these shows, like when they traveling back, or with these like the Jetsons and all these different cartoons and these different things, Back to the Future and all that stuff. That stuff is real in this context. It's real in this context, not in. We just can't see that. We don't even see the subliminal psychological messages and meanings in these things that been put out all throughout a time. With them shows and the movies that been put out, it's a lot of knowledge and information in it. But we so caught up in the entertainment. We want to be entertained. We want to have something put before us, looking all fancy and glamorous, and then concocted. I think I talked about on that reel that we haven't put it out yet, was like we like to go to the circus. We like a show. We like a clown show. I mean, we like that. This is what I'm saying. I'm talking about the majority because we get caught up in these things. You want to go to the carnival. You want to go to the fair. I've been there, but don't. And the only reason I've been there, I didn't know and I didn't understand. I went there. Yeah, I had whatever I thought I had fun, but we need to understand that we need to get out of this illusion that we in, because the illusion is what's keeping you trapped. And then when you stay trapped, you're not gaining any kind of inclination to your natural self. You losing all that. All of it steady getting diminished. As the as uh, the the war and how from this evil spirit. That's what I'm gonna say, because that he works through the weaker individual, the weaker vessel, to put these things out there so we can stay in an illusion. These things like the stuff that's going on now, like when people, any kind of killing, I don't care what ethnic group it is or whatever, if you murder somebody without any valid reason for it, for protection or whatever it might be, then it's no good. If you go do something to somebody that's unethical or that's way out of line, anything with oppression, rape, anything dealing in that category, it's not natural within. I'm saying it's not natural as far as in being your natural self and tapping into your higher self, your higher spiritual self. Now, if you want to talk about the low self, then you stay on the low level. Um, and I don't care how we look at it. These games, when you put games out there, it don't matter what kind of game it is. That's what it is. Game is game to have you where you stay lost. That's the game. The game is for you to stay lost, for us to stay lost. And as long as we stay lost, we'll never be able to tap into a higher form, the highest form of ourselves, and you will be lost in the sauce. We're going to be lost in it. We'll be lost in the sauce, as they say, because we still living in an illusion. We still living and we're on a merry-go-round in this context, to where you'll never ever get on to your natural state ever, and I don't want to be like that. So, like I said, this is that's something that can be, we can have a several of those. So talking and going in depthness on different issues that was just presented then, because it's all, remember, it's all a psychological and a mental stimulation. And if we don't never reach for the manifest, to get the substance that we need to do for our manifestation, then we're not gonna never manifest anything worth nothing. You'll manifest something, but it won't be worth nothing. Yeah, it'll be no good. It'll be no good for society or for the universe. Let me say that. I'm gonna say that it ain't gonna be no good for the universe. Everything we ain't gonna do nothing but set out a negative force field or a energy that's gonna taint the whole universe, and we have to understand that. That's kind of deep, but we have to understand that, and that's on and I ain't talking to you with no scientific terms and all that. That stuff can be going into, but I'm saying the main thing is we understand that I want to present it in the book is presented on a level to where you ain't gotta go look the word up. But if you truly want to elevate to your highest, then you'll understand it, and you'll manifest it, and you'll take it, and then you will work it the way that you feel that you need to work it in order to tap into your higher self. So I know I'm probably close to being probably out of time, but let's work on that. Let's stop being caught up in these things that's going on in this world, in this society, this illusion. We know it. All you have to do. That's why I say when we start in the book, it starts out. I ask whoever the reader is or whoever's going to indulge in it to put aside what you got going on right now, and let's think on a whole nother way, a whole nother path, and a whole nother get on this side right here for right now while you reading the book, and leave all that other stuff, whatever you had going on here, put it over there, so you can, if you want to, go on to benefit from the journey that's going to start with you, not me, because I presented it because I was on the journey, I was on a mission, I was tainted, I was affected by the corroboration, and I still ain't all the way out, but I'm not all the way in that fashion. I'm way away from it. I just, it's just some more things that I gotta get together, sharpen up, and then keep pressing toward it. But I've acknowledged it. I've brought it forth to myself, and then I laid it out, and I've been working on it. I've been cutting, I've been chopping, I've been, discharging. So this is what if, unless you just want to stay out there in the cosmos world, you want to be in that cosmos world, then go and stay out there in it. We're gonna eventually get a rude awakening. And I want to be I want my awakening to not to be so rude. Whatever come to me when I'm in my natural state, or when I'm seeking for my natural state, then it just came, and I'm all right. I'm gonna be okay with that, right? I don't think that how I'm thinking now, I would be okay if especially, I don't know how I would know, but if I was caught up in the illusion, the delusion of the illusion, and then it's that's it. It's over with. But I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be on the other side and be like, oh man. And then and it's out and it's presented to me. See, so these things are presented to us, but we don't grab and reach it and get it, and it's free. It's free to tap into your natural self. They don't even cost, but we'll go out here and pay for all this other trash. We'll pay for the artificial. We'll pay for the artificial, and we'll get back on this. I hope once again, I'm gonna end it with this. I hope that we got something out of this. I hope that we seek to look at seek to reach for the higher level, reaching like when they say reaching for the stars, and you have to put it in, and all these things can be actually implemented in the individual's mind frame and his mentality in life, and put it in perspective of the reality, right? So with that, share, like, comment, and subscribe, and come back again, so we can reach for the heights. Quillon Brown, signing out again. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a good one.